Good afternoon. Hey everybody. Happy Tuesday. Hope you guys are having a good day. There's my dog. Good job for those of you who've gotten the challenge done today. Awesome job. So, if you do get a notification that I'm going live in our Facebook group, let me know. I'm not sure if there's like a setting I need to set up to let that. Hey, Catherine. So yeah, does Facebook notify you when I go live in this group? Let me know. That way, if I ever go live, you will be notified. If something is going on, you will know what's going down. All right. So we're going to get into today's topic. So Tuesdays are, okay, cool, awesome. So Tuesdays are going to be our topic day, an opportunity for me to just kind of share just some ideas behind how we can be healthier. So me as a coach, some of these things are new to me as well, because I have been working with some coaches. Everybody needs coaching, right? So, I'm going to go ahead and get started. And of course, you can always watch this back. But today's topic, again, we're talking about 3 secrets to staying motivated. And I think a lot of us know that we can always start. Like, starting is the first part, right? But the hard part is staying motivated, okay? So first of all, if you have a pen and paper, I want us to stay accountable and I want us to remember things better. And so if you have a pen and paper, be jotting down some notes so that these are things that you will remember for later. All right. The other thing I wanted to say really quick is you are not alone in this journey. That's one of the reasons why I started this Facebook group. As moms, we all struggle with these things, okay? And that's why this group is here. I want it to be encouraging. So share it with your friends. If any of these topics resonate with you and you have conversations with other moms about these things, please share it with them. Share this group with them so that we can all be encouraged, all right? Okay, so number 1, these are some of the things that I have learned that help with motivation. So we've got the 3 N's. So 3 secrets to staying motivated. So we've got 3 N's. So the first M is motive, right? The word itself has the word motive in there. And I think the key to staying motivated is finding the right motive. So that's number 1. Number 1 is motive. Finding the right motive. I think a lot of the times we talk about why we want to do something. Why do I want to lose weight? Why do I want to lose inches? And I've even done this as a trainer where I'm talking to my clients and I'm like, remember your why. Why are you doing this? And I think sometimes we actually need to go a little bit deeper than just a why. And I'll tell you here in a minute what that means. But it doesn't necessarily, sometimes the whys can be big enough that they keep us motivated. But a lot of the times they are not. So what do I mean by that? So I'm going to use a term that might be new to you. And I want to ask you this question. What are your pain points in your life? Think about your daily life. Think about what causes you turmoil daily. Is it your past, your failures, your relationships? What are those things that are causing pain in your life? And here's the key. How does your health connect to those relationships, your past? And so what I mean by this is we have to go deeper than just a why. We have to see why our health is connected to our life in general. It's all a part of our life. So why do I binge eating? Or why do I binge eat? Why do I eat my feelings when I have an argument with my husband? Or you have to look at those things and you have to recognize that they're there. You have to recognize this is a pain point. This is something that is not helping me in my health. Why? So then the other part of this is once you kind of recognize what are those pain points in my life, how does this affect my health? I want you to imagine, and this is something that I do as a coach. I talk to you about these things and I say, okay, imagine your perfect world. What would your perfect world look like? I want you to imagine what your relationships would look like. Obviously, we can't do a whole lot about our past, but we can always move forward. So what would you like your future to look like? And to what length are you willing to go to get rid of these pain points in your life? What are you willing to do? Are you willing to do anything? And sometimes the first step is actually finding the pain point, finding the thing that's holding us back, and realizing, oh, this needs to be a motive. This needs to be a reason why I need to get healthier, okay? So that's number one, finding the right motive. Number two is finding the right mindset. So I said there's 3 M's. So finding the right mindset. Lost my notes here, just a sec. Okay, finding the right mindset. So this is huge, right? A lot of us know we struggle with different negative mindsets. We know we need to have a better mindset about life, about how we get healthier, right? And so these are some of the things that I have found are very helpful. And so think of some of the ways that you focus on your health and fitness goals so far. Is it to lose weight? Is it to lose inches? Is it to fit in that pair of jeans that you have that you're saving for later? These are not bad goals to have, but the thing about those goals is they're long-term goals. They take time, right? We always know, okay, yes, it's going to take some time, but in our head, I think we forget that losing weight, losing inches, fitting into that pair of jeans, it takes time. And so while long-term goals are very good, and that, is probably one of the reasons why you get motivated to work out, to eat healthier, it shouldn't be your focus. And what do I mean by that? So really, what I like to do as a coach is to break those long-term goals down into short-term goals. And you may have done this with a coach or a trainer before, and this might have helped you. But the thing that I've been finding is that these short-term goals need to be super, super simple. Like almost, I don't want to say stupid because they're not stupid, but stupid simple. Like, and that's, again, kind of going back to our challenge that we're doing, 10 minutes. That's all you need. Or start with 5 minutes. It needs to be super simple and something that you can do and you can build a habit on, okay? So that's one of the other keys to finding the right mindset is we need to come back to this idea that I need to have short, simple goals to focus on. Not necessarily long-term goals. The long-term goals are there, but that's not what I'm going to focus on. My mindset is set on these little goals. The other thing I want you to think about when we have these little goals, so for instance, those of you who are doing the challenge with us this week, after you did your 10 minutes, how did you feel? Did you feel accomplished? Felt like, I feel really good. And what I want you to think about is every time you hit that super, super simple goal, I want you to think about how you feel inside. How does it make you feel? And that is what I want you to focus on. The other thing, for example, that would be related to this is we all know that we should not eat lots of sugar. Why not? Because it's not good for our body. Those of you who maybe you've taken a break from sugar, you have, you've been trying to eat healthier, a cheat or a treat every once in a while. And that next day, you don't feel so good, right? I've definitely overindulged on certain days after I've had a really good few days of eating. And for me personally, hey Christy, I see you waving. For me personally, when in my nutrition, I don't eat a lot of dairy. Dairy doesn't like me. I have an autoimmune disease. It causes a lot of inflammation in my body, and dairy does that just naturally. So I don't eat a lot of dairy. It really helps me. It gives me more energy. Honestly, my tummy just doesn't like it. And so I have to decide if I'm going to eat dairy. What am I doing tomorrow? Am I okay with being gassy? Because that's what happens. So for me now, it's being aware of those things. Like when I get off track, how do I feel? And do I really want to feel like that tomorrow? Sometimes you do. But it's kind of like, this is another example. We used to have potlucks at our church every Wednesday night. And as a kid, you can eat a lot, I feel like. And I remember eating a lot, and people would even look at me and they're like, you're so skinny. And that's metabolism. We'll talk about that later. But anyway, I got to a point in my life, even still when I was a kid, I would stuff myself, like literally stuff myself. And I remember feeling so horrible afterwards and being like, oh, I can't move, and why did it do that? And I did this over and over and over and over again. And I just remember being like one day, like, why? Why am I doing this to myself? I got to the point where the result was not what I wanted. And so I had to change my mindset, and I had to think before I did that. And so that's just an example of how does it feel when you hit that super simple goal of maybe it is, I'm not going to overstuff myself. How do you feel? Oh, I feel good. I want that. I want that result, that good result, more than I want what's in front of me right now. Okay? That's one of the other things that I want to start doing here in this group is focusing on those small, super simple goals that we're meeting, and I'm going to call those wins. I want us to use that terminology. So anytime you have a win, and that's again one of the reasons why we're posting in the group after we do the challenge, because it's a win. I did it. I made this goal. It was a super simple goal, but I made it. I did it. Okay? So I'm going to start celebrating some wins of my clients who are on here. I'm going to start seeing things like that. I'm going to celebrate all different kinds of wins, because that's the other thing is, I think so many times we are focused on the negative. We stop to think about the wins, right? Because when you don't hit your goal, and that's going to happen, nobody is perfect. When you don't hit that small, super simple goal, you feel crappy. But the thing is in order for us to run, we have to walk first, right? So we have to start with the super simple goals. And when we start and we build and we build and we build, then we start to run, right? But sometimes in that process of walking, we trip, right? And you have to, maybe you fall, but you have to get back up and you have to keep going, okay? And so how do we get up? How do we get back going? We say, I did all of those things that build up to this. I haven't fallen off track. I just stumbled. I can get up and I can go forward, okay? So that's the other reason why, even if, on one day you don't hit the challenge, you don't get 10 minutes in. This morning, I did not get up early enough, and I was tired, and I still had 10 minutes, because I have a goal for myself to do a little bit more than that, and so I was like, you know what, I did 10 minutes, I still won. So you focus on that, you focus on the positive, you don't focus on the fact that, oh shoot, I got up late, I didn't get as much time in as I wanted. No, you focus on, I did it, I did 10 minutes, okay? All right, sometimes I get super focused, and so If I don't smile very much, it's not that I'm not happy, I'm just very passionate about this. Okay, the last thing, so remember the first thing we talked about is motive. What's your motive? A lot of the time our why isn't deep enough. It needs to go deeper. Find that motive of what's your pain points? How is this affecting my life? The second thing is, I lost it. Mindset. There we go. Second thing is mindset. What's my mindset? I gotta change my mindset about these things. Super simple goals. When I meet those super simple goals, that's a win. We celebrate those things. Those little wins, they build and they build, and the challenges get a little bit harder and harder, or a little bit more and more. But you've already been here, and so now you're here. Maybe you trip, maybe you fall, and that's okay. You keep going. Oh, hey, Catherine. We are doing a 10-minute spiritual challenge. It is attached in the announcements at the top of the page. So when we get done here, you should be able to see that. Watch the details. You can totally jump in and do your 5 days starting today. So yeah, check it out. Okay, last thing out of our 3 secrets to motivation is finding the right motivator. Finding the right motivator. So we've got motive, we've got our mindset, and we've got our motivator. Okay, what do I mean by motivator? More often than not, we need someone or a group of someones to help us stay motivated. Not everybody, and I'm going to get into this here in just a minute. But the other first piece of that, once you realize those pain points, once you realize my mindset's not great, I don't know how to change my mindset. A lot of the times we need someone to come along beside us and help us. And that means we have to ask for help. I don't know about you guys, I'm not very good at asking for help. It's called pride. So something I'm working on, and definitely being married is a great way to learn how to ask for help. Any of you other ladies can attest, say, yeah, I agree, I know what that means. So it's hard, right? It's really hard to ask for help. But that's a lot of, or one of the ways that we find the right motivator is asking for help. And accepting and learning that it's okay, that I can't do everything on my own. It is totally okay. And this is something I think is really hard for us moms. Like, I was listening to another podcast a few days ago or last week, and she's a mom also, and she's like, you know, I think as soon as we have kids, we just think that we're supposed to be superwoman, and we're supposed to do all of these things, and take care of the house, and be an awesome wife, and have a business, and have a job, and just do it all great. And the truth is you can't. You can't do everything well by yourself. I have gone through this cycle in my life personally where I figured out I can really only commit to about 3 major things in my life and do them well. And that's really hard for me because I would love to do so many different things. And it's not to say you can't have hobbies and all of these other things, but 3 major things. So being a wife, being a mom, those are kind of, I mean, they're different, but they're one and the same. They are included in the house, Taking care of myself. That needs to be one of my priorities. I think that's the biggest thing that us moms, we forget. We forget, I need to take care of me. Me has to come first. My health has to come first so that I can do everything else well. And so that has to be a priority, and then whatever else it is, volunteering at church, having a business, having a job, having a career. I think God has ordained a certain order, and, for me, learning those things, this has been really important for me. Okay, sorry, sidetracked. So, asking for help. And the other thing is, just a couple of things maybe to write down with this idea of a motivator is discipline takes time, it takes patience, and it takes consistency, okay? And so having a motivator or asking for accountability is key to having consistency. Having someone check up on you, a friend, a coach, a counselor, a parent, a spouse, and having them ask you, how's it going? How's your goals going? Did you get your 10 minutes in today for your challenge? Sometimes we think, I personally don't like it. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't like it. But if I don't give myself some accountability, I can't be the best person that I'm called to be. We're designed for community, just like a church is designed for community. And so we have to lift each other up, we have to build each other up, and we have to teach each other. We don't all have the skills that we need to help each other out. So, okay, this next thing, and I'm gonna post this I'll see actually if I can re-put it in the comments, but there is something called the Four Tendencies quiz, and this has blown my mind. I'm super excited about this, super excited for you guys to do this, because this is another way to get to know yourself. Because a lot of people are motivated by either internal expectations or external expectations. So this tendency questionnaire, it tells you, you answer these questions, it tells you, are you motivated by external? Or are you motivated by internal? Are you both? Are you none of those? You just don't. And so there's names for the Four Tendencies. There's upholder, which is me. There's an obliger, there's a questioner, and there's a rebel. So I'm excited for you guys to take this quiz. Take this quiz and comment below after you watch this video what kind of tendency you are. Because this is super helpful. It helps you know, do I need more external accountability, there we go, the word's gone, or do I do both with just a little bit of external accountability and a little bit of my own goals? I have, for the most part, I can remember as soon as I decided that I was going to make a change, I was not going to be that way anymore, I just decided to do it, and I did it. Not with everything. And so an upholder is somebody who can be motivated either way. They are motivated by external and internal expectations. So, and then you can kind of be like a blend of, all four of them or a couple of them. Because there's there's always intermittent things where you can be a little bit of both. So anyways, take that quiz. Let me know what you are. And it's super helpful. Read the comments that you get in the email. There's a book that this lady has written. I'm actually reading the book right now. So get the book so you can understand your tendency better. It's amazing. So after you take this quiz, I wanted to kind of just reiterate again who can be your motivator. The first thing, again, I kind of touched on it just a minute ago when I talked about you as mom. It needs to be your personal responsibility, right? We need to take care of us first. And as women of faith, we're called to take care of our bodies, right? We're called to take care of our temple. It's where the Holy Spirit lives. It's our tool, our main tool to living this life and doing and living our purpose, right? So that has to be, I think, something that we need to work on internally is it's my responsibility to take care of my body. And I know I've talked to a few of you and you get that and you understand that. And then the other thing is a coach. That's what I do. A coach, or maybe you need a counselor. Maybe you need a relationship coach. If you think back to those pain points, how are those things going to get better? A lot of the time you either need a coach or a counselor, a really good friend, somebody you can trust to talk about life and figure out what's wrong with my mindsets, how to move forward, okay? And then the other thing is just being in a group of like-minded people, like we are here in this group. That's why I created this group. My fitness journey began in group fitness. I loved it. I got to know people. People would, if I didn't show up, they'd be like, where were you? I missed you. you built camaraderie, and eventually I became a group fitness coach, a group fitness teacher, and that's how I started my fitness journey, and that's what kept me motivated. That and the type of workouts I was doing, the type of exercises, classes I was doing, and as I got more motivated and as, I built up strength, I saw results. And that's the other thing, like, we're looking for a result, right? The long-term goal is to have a result, but now, going back to our mindset, we have to look at the short-term results and desire those first in order to hit those long-term goals. Okay, so hopefully that was super helpful for you guys. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Catherine, thanks for hanging out with me. One thing I wanted to let you guys know of is, sorry, excuse me. Let me get a drink here. Okay, sorry about that. So I wanted to let you know also really quick that I am a coach. I've talked about this. And I would love to chat with you about any of this. What we do, what I do when it comes to trying to figure out your goals and how to reach them. We talk about your pain points. We talk about that. We figure it out. And so if you're ready to figure this out and you're like, I gotta make some changes, I need to make some changes, let's talk, let's chat, let's figure out what are your next steps. What do you need to do? Do I fit into that picture? Does a counselor fit into that picture? So let's do that, if you're ready for that. The other thing is I am looking for some beta testers for some of my 12-week programs. And what we do in the 12-week programs, a lot of it is based off of what your goals are, but I do focus on moms. I am testing out some programs, and so if you have an autoimmune disease, I also have an autoimmune disease, or you're dealing with inflammation, that's another group of ladies that I'm looking to do some beta testing with. So the beta testers, you're going to get a significantly lower price for my 12-week program. And so I wanted to let you guys know that. You guys get to know about everything first because you're here in my group. And so I just wanted to let you know that if you have any interest in doing any coaching with me, let's chat, let's talk, what are your goals? But yeah, anybody who is willing to do some or wanting to do some coaching with me, right now I am offering super low prices to doing some beta testing on my programs. So, and that also means that you will get discounts in month-to-month coaching after the 12 weeks. So just a plug right there. What's that question? What would you say a short-term result is? Super, super simple would be, one second. Had that window open. Okay, so a super simple short-term goal, this is super simple, is getting hydrated, right? How do you feel when you're hydrated? How do you feel when you have all your water drank for the day? Seems really simple, right? But if you do that long term, it becomes a habit. You don't drink soda, I drink a little bit of coffee, but mostly I carry this around all day. I have to drink 4 or more of these every day in order to stay hydrated, sometimes more. And so that's it. Super simple short-term result is you stay hydrated. Does that answer your question? And that's what I mean. Like, we have to celebrate those wins. We have to say, yes, I did that, and I feel good. And so when you start to think about, maybe I'm going to start drinking some soda again, you think about, how did I feel when I was drinking soda and I wasn't drinking enough water? Not so great. I don't really want to do that anymore. That's really what it takes. So I hope that answers your question. All right, well, that's all I have. Remember again, 3 secrets to staying motivated is your motive, your mindset, your motivator, all right? Awesome, yes. Kat is my sister-in-law, and she's done some coaching with me before, so thank you, Katrina. Kat? I don't know why I called you Katrina. Kat. All right, you guys have a great day. I'll see you guys soon.